Hi everyone, welcome to Global Leadership Interview Series, How to Create a Life Worth Living. My name is Evrim Numanolo Özgen. I'm the co-founder and managing director of Institute of Global Leadership, which is a leadership development organization based in the UK and providing emotional intelligence and transformational leadership program virtually. Well, today I'm interviewing a special guest, a passionate, powerful, joyful leader, Rayma Ferrer. Welcome, Rayma.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Rayma is a mentor and a dear friend of mine. And she is a senior leader at a luxury hotel in Boston. She is an entrepreneur and investor. She's a mother of 2 children. She's one of the owners at a leadership development organization in Boston, Boston Breakthrough Academy. And she's a transformational leadership coach. These are just some of the amazing things that Rayma is creating. And Rayma and I met in Boston. I was actually honored and blessed to stay at her house while we both were coaching a powerful team of leaders at Boston Breakthrough Academy. And I was blessed to having late night conversations and welcomed by her family. So I'm grateful for that. So Rayma, thank you for coming. I would like to start asking you, what do you think being a leader of your own life means?
Well, first of all, thank you, everyone, for the invitation. And I feel very honored. And I think leadership starts with a spark. And to be the leader of your life, you need to know where you're going. So it starts with a vision. So I have different points in my life where I decided I want to go a different route. And obviously, when you're a child, you don't have the tools or you don't have the power to make decisions. But I think early on, I started really early, like around year 7. I wanted to decide and make decisions and impact the world and do things differently. And what means to be a leader of your own life is basically you take destiny, you stop looking at what is outside of you and taking control of what is inside of you, and we can change within you. Because there's going to be tons of things around you that might not work. But what is it working? What can you work with yourself to improve yourself to get wherever you want to go? And having a difficult goal is not the thing. It's enjoying the process also, which is you might have different landmarks as you achieve them, but feeling empowered and excited that you're creating the life that you want to create. And then you're an example to others. So for me, every day when I wake up, my goal is I need to inspire one person. If I get to do more than one, I am super excited, but just one person. And it could be someone that you just need a compliment or a conversation that they were not expecting. So there are tons of ways that we can impact the world. But being an example and living by example and walking the talk, not just saying, but doing, makes a big difference.
Thank you, Rayma. I'm hearing lots of amazing things. And what really lands with me is that being a leader of your own life means that you are the leader within. Like you are the leader within, that you are in charge of who you are, how you respond to the world. So then you change what is around you and inspire and empower others. Thank you so much. So let's talk about the leadership, the transformational leadership program that we both are so passionate about. When was the time? When did you do your first entrance to transformational leadership?
So I think by all my studies and learning and research, I was like touching things many years, but officially I got into my first transformational trainings in Puerto Rico in 2008. And I have to say that really changed my life, because I've been always reading self-help books, things. Obviously, in my kind of job, I lead a lot of people and I deal with conflict situations, which is labor unions and in places of change and renovations and constant change. So I already had to have the mindset, how I can be support for my team and everybody else. But these tools that I learned during training, it was so amazing. I felt like it's like what I call is, okay, you can go and you can use a hand tool. But what if you're given a power tool? So think about the differences. You go with a screwdriver and you go one by one. You have to do the work. It works, okay? But what if you get a power drill that goes faster. You're more efficient. So these tools, I felt it was like, oh my God, I wish I had this before. But you know what? It's the perfect timing for each person, because that's when you're ready to go to your next level. And the value of this is that it's not, although the experience might be together, each person's going to get what they need to get to their next level. So it doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or just going to college, or you're 70 years old and you just are retiring, there's still something in it for you. So it's got like having different trainings for each person, customized. So it's so amazing how powerful these things are. So I felt after going through this program, I felt so elevated. Like I'm already a very energetic person. I don't know if you can realize that.
Yes.
And, I did these trainings in Puerto Rico because I'm originally from Puerto Rico. I've been in the Boston area for the last 6 years. And so, it's the power of understanding that many things are created, and they are, why don't you change it to create it to the ones that work for you? Mm-hmm. So tools help you change your mindset. So mm-hmm. one example is like, I can say, a fact, it's raining. Is it raining bad or good? That's a judgment, right? So we might decide that raining is bad because of traffic or conditions, but we are in a paradigm or a box. So what we think culturally, we have to react to. Some of these are cultural, family, different, like depending where you are. But what if raining, it's just raining? It is the fact that what we assign to it and how we feel about it is a preconception. And sometimes we go into these patterns without realizing it. But what if feeling it's not good doesn't help my day? How can I go in? And I'm not saying change the facts are going to be the facts. There's things that are going to happen outside of us that we have no control. But how we react and how quickly we can shift, that is the power. And that's one of the most powerful tools I learned. And because I dealt with so many people and other people's emotions, first of all, I need to deal with mine, right? And how can be supportive to elevate people to be their best and my best too. So it was really exciting. And I know we're talking about the leadership program, but there's a senior program that I did that is another 7 months afterwards, which I was so excited, which actually
now you are one of the mentors. I'm one of the students there. And you are
the Master Leadership Program, one in Boston Breakthrough Academy, which is I'm the captain of the mentors and that lead the students. So it's really exciting how you can take your life to that next level.
Yeah. And Rayma, so I have a following question. I have a following question. So, okay, so I'm, again, there's so many amazing things in your answer. And one thing is that, you shifted the meaning that you gave to what was happening in the world. Like you shifted your own perception, your own meaning, and then it shifted things in your life. So can you give us some examples, like from your life, when you completed the training and you were like, oh my goodness, wow, I wish I had this before. And then from that point on, what did change in your life? Maybe a few examples that we can understand clearly what was the change.
Well, I would say that I realized that many things were my real control on the, I'm sorry? Is that I just said something and maybe I start talking and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
yes.
Sorry, maybe I lost you for a little bit. So in terms of change, I would say that I can mention so many things. So for example, one of the things is that before I was afraid. And I would not make decisions based on fear because I was concerned about the results for others. I'm a mother. I raised my 2 sons by myself. Now they're 22 and 24-year-old. They're already going, one completed the program, already is a coach, and the other one's going through the program right now. They did the Torch program, which is for teenagers 11 years ago. And so obviously when you're responsible for others, you have concerns. So I would say that facing my fears. One of the most powerful things is that people think I'm fearless, but it's not true. It's really, I have fear, I still do it because I understand that this is aligned to my vision. So moving away from a really good job in Puerto Rico because of the opportunity to explore and open markets. And I want to live in the Florida Keys to be a resort director at an amazing resort. Then I moved to Boston. And so basically it requires facing any fears you have and starting over. And I have to say my experience has been very rewarding, very exciting. And that's just on that forefront. In terms of every day, I can give you an example. It's like you know, simple things that would bother me that don't bother me anymore. It's just like, let's say you get a flat tire. You can be upset for 10 minutes or you can be upset for a whole day. So I choose it to be only 10 minutes until I can solve it. And that's it. And then another thing I learned that was at the very early beginning is I would find cues to help me shift my perspective. So for example, if I get up in the morning, I didn't feel well, I would dress up with my best suit to go to work. And within 15 minutes, I shifted. Now I can do it on volition because I've trained my mind, but I used to do cues of having things that would help me remember it's a choice. Everything is a choice. Everything you've been taught, it's created. And when you realize that, that's so powerful. But at the same
Rayma? Hello, did we lose you, Rayma?
responsible for it. Yes.
I think
Yes,
I lost
I
you.
can hear
I
you.
lost you for a few seconds. So you were talking about the
I'm sorry.
responsibility.
So it's about, you know, when you are responsible for everything that you create, then you cannot go to the world and say someone's fault. If it happens, it's because I created. So what do I have to do? And what is my input to change whatever it is that I want to create?
So it's really being responsible for life. Yeah. And that is the power, right? That is the power of,
Yes.
of the leadership. Oh yeah. So, okay, you are a leader in corporate, and you are an entrepreneur, and you are an investor in real estate, and you're a transformational leadership coach. So I have a question that in my experience, many people ask. By the way, you are hearing my 2.5 years old, which is Nanny. So that is the noise. Yeah. So what is the difference between the conventional leadership that is taught in majority of corporates and business schools and transformational leadership that you and I have experienced?
So for me, the difference is the experiential part of it, because you can read many books. By reading a book, or let's say a recipe, just in cooking, something simple that you know and you read it, doesn't mean that you're going to do it well and that you get to practice. So by doing these trainings, you're going to be supported. And that's why the coaching is so important, because you learn new tools and you get to use them in a safe environment where you're going to feel comfortable. And then that's how you make the shift. Because intention alone, yes, for some people can work, but it's proven that if you have the right support and people are in the same mindset, all working together, your possibilities of achievement and success are much higher, okay? So first of all, you need to create and have a goal and clear what goals are, because if not, you'll be like a boat that's going nowhere. So yes, you can stop anywhere, but you know, set a destination. And you can always change course of destination, but set the destination. One thing I do have learned is that, because I was very goal-oriented before, is that to enjoy the process. It's not just getting there. It's
I relate to that.
Get there. So if you were driving somewhere, it would be different that you have closed windows and you don't see anything and you get there. But imagine open the windows and looking out, enjoying the breeze in your face.
Allowing the breeze, yes.
So you get to see that process too. That is very, very important also.
Thank you, Rayma. So what would you say to those audience, I mean, those people in our audience who are watching and who want to take their life to the next level, whether it is in their relationships, in family, in romantic relationships, in money, career, purpose, health, in many aspects of life? What would you say to them if they are considering taking it to the next level?
Well, I would say that you need to be, I would say you need to be ready for your next level. That is different for each person. So you, first of all, don't compare to others. If you have in your heart that desire and that little spark that you want more, that means you're ready. And you might have fear and you might have questions, which is completely understandable. But this process is meant to take you there. Okay, whatever that next level is for you. So take the leap. And if you, sometimes people need more answers, they get to answer, and sometimes you overanalyze things and then you don't get to enjoy the process. So I would say, if you feel, connect to your heart and see if this is something that calls you in terms of what you want to be, connect with the vision of what you want to create. And this certainly will give you the tools to do that. And, doesn't matter if you're really young or you're older, there's always the right time. When comes to you as an opportunity, that's the right time. So take it.
Thank you, Rayma. So it is about trusting self, right? Trusting what you feel, what is in your heart, and overcoming the fears. Doing it anyway.
Investment in you. We are easily to invest in material things that we won't take with us. I can tell you that the learning in these trainings, it will take to your whole lifetime, and most likely will transcend to the people you love, because it's how your relationships and everything you touch will be improved, will be affected in a positive way, because that's what you're working on creating.
Yes.
And so the value, it's an investment in you. So it's valuing yourself.
Yes. So, well, this is not about only one person, right, Rayma? I mean, we talk about this a lot. I mean, the reason why we are so passionate about transformational leadership, and we both are owners, one of the owners at different centers, different leadership organizations, is because when one person steps into that being leader and transforming their lives, it impacts so many people. It's really like the ripple effect that changes the world, and it makes the world a better place for our children and for everyone's children and for next generation. So that is the passion, that is the vision we both share. It's not only one person who goes through this process, but it's almost everyone around them. They witness what's happening with that person, and they see what is possible in life.
And I agree with you. It impacts everything you touch. In my case, I've been very lucky because I've been in leading organizations. So I have audiences sometimes of 1,000 people that look up to me. And I can give you a very example of things that we might do not knowing, that we put the seed, and that seed, you don't know when it's going to grow, which is a seed of positivity, which is you put the seed. People still need to do their own work. I'm going to share with you an example of something that happened to me like 5 or 6 years ago. I was still, actually it was like 7 years ago, I was still working in Puerto Rico, and I was leaving the HR office, and this housekeeper stopped me and she said, "Thank you, Rayma, thank you so much." And I said, "You're welcome, but can I ask you why?" And she said, "Because 3 years ago, you told me that you believed in me and I should go and finish my counseling degree, and I just graduated." And it still gives me goosebumps, because what she needed was someone to say, "You can do this." She still had to do the work. In this world, we forget about supporting other people and saying, "You can do this." Imagine if you can do things on your own, if you have the right support. And this is one of the things that the transformational groups and support system creates for you, is doing things together and enjoying the process. So if you believe in someone, and that's one of the things how I inspire people, I have the capacity. Sometimes I say I'm like a gem polisher, because I look at potential of people and I say, "You can do this." And I tell them, "You could be a general manager." And they are like, "Wow, you're telling me that?" Yes, you have to do the work. It's a choice that you have. But if you want something, go for it. But my experience is most people are afraid to tell other people their potential. So I give freely their potential. The one I see at the end is going to be their choice. But my experience has been that it's been well received, because people are lacking support and, motivation from people, even sometimes family members, because they don't want to deceive or they don't want to disappoint anyone. But if I see potential, and that's why I call it gem polisher, you have a gem, but maybe it's not shining, but you just need to shine it until work it out. And it's your decision how much you're going to shine. And what happens with diamonds in particular, what happens when you put all diamonds together? They reflect each other, so they become more powerful. So if you are a diamond in a row and you're a little dark, you need to be polished, right? It's up to you to decide to take that excellence out. But if you associate yourself with more diamonds, your power gets magnified. And that's what
beautiful.
we do in transformation. We have the ability to polish ourselves together with others to maximize and create a better world together.
So we are creating many more diamonds in the world, starting from ourselves. That's powerful. So thank you so much, Rayma. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and time and energy, love and passion. And thank you everyone for watching and being here, and stay tuned in for the next interview. And we encourage you to take your own life to the next level, to step up to be the leader of your own life and create whatever you get to create, you want to create with ease and joy and love and support from many other leaders all around the world. This is what we are experiencing. You can please reach out to us for any questions. Both Rayma and I are always happy to connect with new people, especially if it is about transforming the world. So you can reach out to me via email, which is evrim@instituteofgloballeadership.com, or search on Facebook, Institute of Global Leadership, and you will find the page. Just send a message. Same, you can search Boston Breakthrough Academy on Facebook or on Google, and you will find lots of contact details that you can reach out and ask any questions. So thank you so much again, and I'm going to see you very soon with another interview. Bye, Rayma. Bye, everyone.
Love to all.
Bye.